Dashers. Yes, it is 7 o'clock on a Sunday, Central Time, and so here I am. Hope everyone is doing well. As you can see, I am back in Texas. Yes, Nora, I am back in Texas. um, yeah, I've got back last week, and yes, you are. Yep, I'm at Dasherville. So learning the, ins and outs of the new Wi-Fi, having to reprogram everything, and actually now that I have the bandwidth, I'm able to set up security cameras and things like that that I couldn't do before because Nomad Internet just wasn't even cutting it barely to do all of the, heavy lifting, as they say. And since I have a dedicated line to, fiber optic line to Dasherville, it's been so nice. Not gonna lie. Uh, and who would have thought that actually canceling Nomad Internet was going to be the biggest hassle? And I finally got it canceled after, a year. My year contract was up this month anyways. So I'm like, yep, I'm done. They're like, oh, but we can do this and we can do that. No, I'm done. Can you beat fiber optic? Well, no. Well, then I'm done. So much clearer. Great. You can hear me, right? Thumbs up. If you can hear me, everything is good and golden, I hope. So much clearer. Yes, because I finally have the bandwidth to withstand it. Hey, Wonky Compass. Hey, it's Crystal. La Gringa. Whoop, whoop. And you can hear me. I got my thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. Whoop, whoop. So we all know that it's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. Trying to make improvements into Dasherville. I have to get some shelving units to actually start storing stuff appropriately instead of just in piles. And then as soon as I get that, which is what I plan on doing this week, I will be able to actually do a tour of Dasherville because you guys haven't seen the inside yet. I mean, you can see a little bit here and there, but yeah, it is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Nora's saying hello, hello. I got a hello from Graham earlier. Graham, yep, Graham from down under. I think um he showed up pretty early, 6:44. I was like, wow, dude. But yeah, it has been like crazy, crazy week trying to get things situated. The computer had to be reprogrammed, had to get the Wi-Fi to that, to the phone, to this, to that, because I can't get service in here. So I had to switch my phone to do Wi-Fi calling. Again, thank God, because I went from having 10 or 12 megabytes on download with about 1 megabyte upload. And man, the speed test has been insane as far as let's see if I can do it. Yeah, here's speed test. Oh my God, you guys should see this. This is insane. Let me see if I can go here. Let's do a bigger screen. There we go. Right? Just curious with everything that I have on it, what it is now. I mean, look at this. This is insane. Went from 10 to 12 megabytes on the download and about 1 megabyte on the upload. As you can see, this is fiber optic, guys. Geez, 628 on the download. Wow, insane. 645 on the upload. Wow. That is some insane news for me. Talk about being crazy, right? Such the game changer. So I've been going through all of B-rolls and stuff that I've taken over the past 6 months. I learned InShot, video editing program. So I'm still learning about, see, like as I've told you before, if you learn one editing program, it's just finding the keys to do it in the new program. So I finally figured out enough where I'm like starting to import all of my other B-roll stuff so I could start posting again, guys. Oh my God, I have so much to show you and things that are going on. It is insane. And the uploads are like crazy. Like, I'm so excited. It's finally getting back to some reliable internet. Thank goodness, because that was a long one. I mean, even Starlink was getting only like 156 on the download and about 50 or 60 on the upload. So even beat Starlink by far. But I got trees, so it wasn't like a clear shot. But even with trees, and that's what I still was getting, it was still better than I had with Nomad Internet. I'm so happy for you. I know, right? My connection keeps dropping out. Oh, 10 a.m. Monday morning here. Oh, well, Graham, we love ya. Oh, Van Gogh is in the house. Hey, hey, what's up? What's up? Sarah's in the house. I know, right? Oh, my OGs are showing up to say hello. Yeah, crazy week. Crazy week just trying to get all my digital things in order. Like I had to reprogram, even my DJI Pocket 3, all of my um, Bluetooth connections, all that kind of stuff. So it was just the security cameras, and it's still kicking out 600. Wow, it's insane. Zora, yep, over gal. Zora's in the house. Woo hoo hoo. Yeah, so um Zora, yes. Oh, that was my mistake. Yes. Oh, Van Gaal, Zora. Nora, Zora, yeah. Yeah, it's close, Nora. Yes, I made it back. I didn't have time. By the time I went through Terrytown, it was like, I think I made it through Terrytown about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to get past New York before rush hour. So that didn't work out to meet up, unfortunately. Um, I had to get back because it's just been too crazy and hot. And as you all know, Leslie doesn't have AC. And so Rhode Island was experiencing some unusually high weather or heat and humidity. And I'm like, oh, this is just like being back in Texas. I might as well just go back to Texas. And as soon as I left, it started cooling off again. I'm like, great. Yeah, figures. Where are you now? I'm at home base. I'm at Dasherville in Texas. Yes. That is correct. My birthday. Aww. Well, happy birthday. You know I'd be singing it. Happy birthday to you. Oh, yeah. Yeehaw. Another year. HBD. HBD to you. Absolutely. Each North has, yeah. We have a huge generator park next to our building. It's insane. It's insane. The heat wave in New England has been insane because normally New England only gets like about 2 to 3 weeks in August for this heat and humidity. But while I was there, mid-July to the end of July, it was insanely hot. It was like, wow, this is insane. Um, and Zeus came with me for that, and that was his first trip in the van, and he did really well. Uh, he's he's got a lot to learn, but it was his first puppy van trip, and he did really well for the traveling time. He sat in the passenger seat. I have a bed that I bought that attaches to the seat, and then it has a clip for his harness. Well, he didn't like the clip so much, and the bed. So, I mean, he loved the bed. So I ended up unclipping him, and he just stayed right there, didn't jump down, didn't do anything. So that was kind of nice. So he's still learning. He's learning to be a van dog. We went to an event, and he was barking at every person, every dog. And by the end of the event with my son, he actually, would look outside and watch people, wouldn't bark, just watched them and the dogs. And so I'm like, and he'd be asleep, and I'm like, okay, he's getting used to, it's okay. They're not going to hurt me. But he was a very, Chihuahua personality of protection. And so he did really well. I was really happy that he actually, calmed down a bit. Yeah, happy birthday. I always say, when it's, my birthday, I'm like, hey, like I'll be 50 now. I'm like, I'm 21 with 30 some years of experience. Oh, yeah. 95 degrees in Oregon? I can't wait for the fall either. Because honestly, the fall, winter, and spring for Texas is great. I mean, the winter, we do get some days that we're at 32, but it jumps right back up within a matter of days, if not the next day. We've had some fall, a dusting, but it'd be gone by 10 a.m. the next morning, So it's that's about as cold as it gets here in Texas. And then where I live, Dallas gets snow all the time, but I'm south of Dallas, so and I'm closer to, as you know, I'm in northern Houston. Um, we're closer to the Gulf, so we get the tropical jet stream in a way coming off the Gulf that um, we never really get the snow. We get dustings, but I'm like okay with that. So fall, winter, and spring are awesome, but it's June 1st through mid-October. It is the worst. The heat and humidity is insane. Insane. Yep, crazy weather here. The numbers are surreal past a certain age. Yeah, exactly. I say my age, but it feels like someone else is saying it. I agree. Um, it's like the body is my age, but my mind sure the heck isn't. My mom. I feel like I'm more mm, in my 30s or 40s, not almost hitting 60. Because I have more aches and pains these days that I'm like, really? Are you serious right now? 65 and under, I can always put on, I can put clothes on. Exactly. Well, I say 72. 72 and lower, I'm good. I'm golden. And that's just the thing. I mean, when it's so dang hot, you can only take so much off before you're allowed, you know, before you don't get arrested. But wintertime, you can always layer up, and you'll be warm. But I rather put on a jacket or whatever or a sweater. I remember the last time I was in New England, the first time I was there, and it snowed really bad. It was one of the storms that was a nor'easter that kept coming back around and around, and we had drifts, like, 10-foot, 11-foot drifts. They actually had to dump snow, like in Boston, they had to dump snow in the bay because they had nowhere else to store it. And so, um, and I went out there with a wool sweater, and I remember people were looking, aren't you cold? Oh no, man. This is nothing compared to Wisconsin. Wisconsin with the plains coming off of Lake Michigan from Canada, the Canadian winds would come down off the lake and just freeze you. You could dress like the Michelin Man and you'd be frozen to the bone. It was that chilling in the Midwest, or at least in Wisconsin. I lived in a suburb of Milwaukee. And yeah, I left because I'm like, no, I'm done. My last winter there was a minus 19 with a wind chill of minus 92. So now I'm out. That spring I left. I went to California. I'm like, I'm done. So yeah, I know what cold is. I grew up in cold, and I'm like, no. I left there and I did not look back. Did not look back. Ain't nobody gonna want to see me. Yeah. I'm with you because I don't think anybody wants to see any of that. I'd rather put the clothes on. I have to agree with you. That's funny. Dang, I think myself. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in my mid to late 30s. My heart and my brain is in the mid 30s, but my body's telling me my real age. I ain't lying. Oh boy. Yeah, Crystal, where are you now? Are you back in Texas, or where are you at? Where are you at? Did you come back to Texas, or are you still out and about in Kingsville? Where's Kingsville? At my son. Where's Kingsville? In Texas or Arizona, or where you at? In Texas, okay. Oh yeah, she's asking too. See, I don't know where Kingsville is. We'll be down here for a bit until I get better from these allergy attacking me. Ah, that stinks. I feel sorry for you. I'm sure at some point in time I'm gonna get an allergy, which is really gonna be bad. But so far, I'm like, knock on wood, do not have allergies. Almost an hour from Corpus Christi. So yes, that's Texas. Yep, Texas. Okay, so she's in this heat. But at least it stopped raining. I mean, we had rain for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it just was muddy and yucky and humid and ugh. So, and it was actually kind of funny because it would rain for like 15, 20 minutes and be partly cloudy again, wait for another hour or two, and then another 15, 20-minute rainstorm. was like that for like a couple weeks. Um, and it is hurricane season, so I'm waiting for, the hurricanes to come through and all that, but we haven't had one yet, knock on wood. But yeah. I'm just getting ready for I have so many videos I've got to do, so many videos that have been backed up, and luckily I downloaded all the B-roll and everything else to get it off my phone and on off my Osmo Pocket 3. But it was just finding the power to upload them. Yeah, now that I got that. So now and I had to learn InShot, so a new video editing program. I was using CapCut, but apparently CapCut thinks it's okay to keep and use it for whatever they want, the footage. So a lot of content creators are leaving CapCut for that reason. They did not secure rights to any of the music and stuff that is in CapCut, and some, so on and so forth. Luckily, I mean, I have my subscription to Epidemic Sound, which is, it's a lot of money, but Epidemic Sound is, if you have an active membership, then you have the rights to use that sound, and I don't plan on getting rid of that. So I have any kind of music that I want, any kind of sound effects, all that kind of stuff. Not that I am sponsored by Epidemic Sound or anything, guys, but I don't get copyright strikes from that. So they tried once, and when they found out I had a subscription, it got taken off as a copyright hit. So yay. But yeah. I hate allergies. I think I have developed a different one. I don't have any dairy, but still feels the same reason. Oh. Have you given a tour of their homestead yet? I would love to see what you have done to the property inside the home. Yeah, we were just talking about that prior to you coming on. I am ordering the shelving units to get the place more organized, because right now they are in, I don't know if you can still see over here, there's a lot of stuff in piles and things. So I am literally buying, like this is my closet here. And so it's more contained, more nice. I have a row of, cabinets that I've put up, which have stored, my dishes and my pantry and things like that. So I'm getting some shelving units to organize things so I can, and then I said, yep, I got to do a tour, because you guys haven't seen inside my office, where I do my things, my living room, my bed, what I do for cooking, which I plan on doing. Now that I have, like I said, the internet phase of it, where I know I can upload videos when I want and not have to download them, put them on, take my computer down to the library, and then even that, the library isn't very fast either. So, and good Lord, go to Starbucks and everything else, and then you're on an open, system. You can be hacked, and in going through a VPN slows down your transfer rates and yada, yada, yada. So it's really nice to actually have fiber optic again. So that is more trustworthy enough to do what I need to do out here in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that is definitely on the list. That would be awesome. Can't wait. Because a lot of people are wondering, if they want to build a homestead. Yes, I still have a composting toilet. I use the Jolka Gotta Go as my normal toilet. I have no plumbing. I cart all my water in. I have electricity to the house, and that's about it. So I charge my van, batteries, everything else. I've got things like that. I got a TV, so I use my streaming now that I have great internet. I get streaming like no problem. I have no glitches, no buffering, no anything. So happy about that. So, you know, I've got my 2 screen monitors, everything else. You guys haven't seen any of the new setup. So that is definitely one of the, you know, first videos I want to do because you guys should know. I mean, I live in a garage. There's no walls. I have insulation in a metal building. I spray foam insulation, which is you can see up here. I have no drywall. I have no lights hanging. I have no, you know, these are trusses for the roof. And, you know, I'm nothing. I'm living in a garage. But it to me it's like a New York loft. It's exposed, but for now, I still can live in it comfortably. Hey, when it's windy and rainy out there, I stay dry. I'm good, you know. Closer. Yeah, I just feel like it's like a New York loft, which is, you know, one big open space, which is basically it. You know, Fuzzy's parked right over there. I got a 10 by 10 door that, you know, garage door that I have that's insulated. So it keeps the cold air in and keeps the hot air in when it's cold. So it's all I really need. I mean, last month's bill, I had the AC on every day, everything. It was like $85. And it kept it a nice 72 degrees in here. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So basically, yeah, but it's a huge studio apartment. Don't get me wrong, it's huge. It is 1,200 square feet, but that includes, you know, where Fuzzy's parked. Best thing about it is I use Fuzzy for washing my dishes, brushing my teeth, um, if I need to take a shower or anything like that, I'll just hop in the van and do my thing. I do have a shower tent outside during the summer, so I can take my showers out there. Yeah, literally, it's kind of an extension of the van here in Dasherville because I have no plumbing, nothing. I have electricity to the house, and that's it. Card in my water, and you know, of course, I have the composting toilet, the Jolka Gotta Go I use full time. So there's my, I throw out the trash. I have a trash service every Tuesday. Boom, it goes out in the trash. And the pee, I water down and right on the ground, there it goes, you know. It's, you know, still leave no trace. When I shower, I always use Dr. Brommer's or, you know, anything that goes on the ground or needs to, you know, if I have anything to dump out. I've done dishwashing soap for my dishes. So, yeah, if I'm doing laundry, I'm hand washing my laundry or putting it in my drop washer that, you know, you all know about. Um, always use Mrs. Meyer's laundry detergent. So, yeah, it's basically living as an extension of the van, but in 4 walls. Fuzzy, is your bathroom? No, my bathroom is just on the other side of this. It's in the middle of, you know, it's by the garage, you know, right next to my dresser. Who's gonna see me? I'm the only one living here. So, you know, I have drapes on the windows, everything else, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, guys. Like literally in the middle of nowhere. Who's gonna see me? No one. So yeah, I use their toothpaste, the peppermint toothpaste. It's awesome. You know, it's awesome. And it's so when I empty out the gray tank in Fuzzy, you know, I start her up, I back her up on my pad, and I empty out my gray water tank. And it's just on dishwashing soap because I do the dishes. I always wipe my pans and everything prior to washing them, so there's nothing in the tank except Dawn and, residue. So that's kind of good. I do put some chlorine once a year to clean out the tank, but it's never smelled, which is good. As long as you use biodegradable stuff, it's not really a problem. Been using it since the 70s. That's great. I'm not gonna lie. Hey Brenda, how are you? Getting ready for Burning Man? Whoop whoop. I know. I mean, I gave up a city house, normal 3-bedroom home. You all have seen it on my short. Beautiful home that I had with my mother. Uh, she's not. She's was elderly. She couldn't handle this. She's used to having a proper home. But when she passed, it was like, well, I don't really need all of this. And so I gave up the mortgage, built the home with the proceeds from the house. And I built Dasherville here with insulation and everything else. And honestly, is the best decision I ever did. I have no mortgage. I'm okay with that. I am way okay with that. Everybody see leaving in 2 weeks. Whoop whoop. Well, have some fun for me. Have some fun for me. Woohoo. It's too hot right now. I'm still trying to recover from the trip to Rhode Island. And I have to get ready for my trip to North Dakota for the beet harvest. So I got my travel date where I have to show up to the campground in Minnesota, September 22nd. Now, Drayton, North Dakota is where, I'm going to be at the same piler, the same everything as I was last year. They don't like to switch out crews once they get somebody working there. So, but I'm going to try and see if I can't get there a little later because that's 9 days of no pay. Well, I mean, you get paid for the orientation 4 hours and you get paid for the safety briefing for 4 hours. So that's only 8 hours. And they want me there 9 days before the harvest. So I think that's a little ridiculous. So I'm going to see if I can't get there later. But I might go up there anyways just to check in. And then maybe I'll make a trip up through Canada because it'll still be nice out. So I might actually do that and make the trip up to Saskatoon or another Winnipeg venture. Who knows? So that might be in the future. So it depends if I really want to go up there early or because I could always check in, I could do my orientation, I can do my safety briefing, and then I have nothing to do until October 1st. And I don't get paid. So I could leave and then come back and, go up to Canada or something. Or, like I said, Winnipeg or Canada or whatever. But their gas is really expensive though. I don't know if I want to go all the way to Saskatoon to come all the way back. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Working the beet heart. Yes, I am working the beet heart. It's easy. It's easy money. A lot of people don't like it because they're not dressed appropriately for the weather. See, I was born and raised a Midwestern girl. And when I did the beet harvest, I had my cuddle duds in the frigid temperament. I had cuddle duds for a top, cuddle duds for a bottom. I had darn tough wool socks, and I had what else did I have? A hiking down puffy jacket. That's all I needed. Hell, I didn't even have a hat, and I was perfectly warm. I did have a hat when it started to get windy or cold. I did have a hat on and just a regular beanie. Didn't have to be anything special. And I did have my Army jacket when it got into the 30s, but for the most part, I just had the down puffy, the Cuddle Duds, wool socks, mittens, and a hat. I did have a buff that I used as a face mask if it was cold wind, so I wouldn't get a cold. But other than that, I was very warm. But then again, I'm kind of like a warm-blooded person. So if you dress appropriately for the beet harvest, it is easy money. All you're doing is keeping the area clean and taking some samples and putting the samples to the side. You're directing trucks, and that's pretty much it. Easy money. What are Cuddle Duds? Okay, so Cuddle Duds are um, think of it as a new version of thermal underwear. Like you could wear it outside um, and nobody would know that they're thermal underwear. It looks like a top and bottom. They're matching set. Okay. But they're thermal underwear. They regulate your body. And the frigid, they have different temperature. They have it's called climate control. So they have regular, just regular wear. They have mild. They have breezy and then extreme. And I got the extreme one, and it was perfectly fine for my cold nights. And when it was warm, I just didn't wear the down puffy jacket. I just wore the Cuddle Duds, and it was perfectly fine. You're not dressed for the beet harvest. That's your fault. They had at least 8 people throughout the seven or 8 piling sites leave after the first day. And by the first week, 4 more had left. So it was like, are you serious right now? You guys know. I mean, they tell you to bring layers. And if you didn't heed that warning, that's on you. Okay. Brenda, that's Crystal. Crystal and La Gringa. Waterproof working boots. And that changes because honestly, I had my Army boots that are, totally broken in, and they hurt worse. And on the way down, I came across some $9 work boots. Actually, they were like Doc Martin boots, okay? But they were $9 from Walmart, and I picked them up because they had my size. And they always say don't bring new boots, break them in first. Well, I brought these anyways because I think they were like 7, but they were 7 wide, and so which was very hard to find. And they worked out like a charm for me. The first couple of days, because they're 12-hour shifts and you're on your feet for 12 hours. First couple of days, my body was really sore, but then after it got used to being on my feet for 12 hours, I had no problem after that. Never heard of those. Yeah, they're in Walmart. Believe it or not. They're in Walmart. If you go into the lingerie section for women, depending on, like right now, they probably only have like an end cap or something because it's not in season right now. But when you get towards fall, they'll start coming up, and when you definitely hit winter, for sure, they will be. You'll have a whole wall of them. But it's just making sure that you have the right temperature, because there's the climate control frigid is what I get for the beet harvest, and it like a charm, was never cold. And even my hands, I had mittens, I had a hat, I had a scarf, or I had a buff, which is in hiking, it's like a bandana that you can bring down to your face so it covers your face and ears. That's what I used. And because you have a hard hat on too, don't forget, you have a hard hat on. So my buff was great because I could use it as a cowl to shield my chest area from getting cold drafts in my chin. But then when it got cold, I just flipped it up. So now my nose and my mouth got covered as well, and I never got a cold. Because usually for me, if I get some kind of cold into my lungs, that's it. I've got bronchitis. And this, I never got bronchitis because I had that buff on. And it's just like a cowl, a scarf that's a cowl. It's all like a tube. And best thing to bring because, like I said, kept everything warm here. And then when I really needed it, I could keep everything from here to here warm. I never do Walmart. I hate that they don't pay their workers well. Well, you can buy it on Amazon. You don't have to go to Walmart. So it's the same price on Amazon. They're like $12 a piece for a shirt and $12 for the pants around. But in fact, let me see if I can't even do it. Cuddle Dud. Hold on, let me see. Cuddle Duds. Frigid. Okay, here you go. I'll share the screen with you guys. Here you go. They're what they look like. Shop Cuddle Duds. This is what it looks like. Oh, this is a set though. These are sets. $14 women's top. But when you get them, you have to look for Frigid. Let's see if I can do the full screen so you guys can see. Come on. But you can see it has actually has thumb holes over here. They have thumb holes for your thumb. So this whole hand part, your back of your hand and your palm actually sweat. So it keeps your fingers nice and warm in your work gloves. So I really like that. And as you can see, they have all different sizes. It's a pull-on, machine washable, 93 modal and 7% spandex. Seasonless comfort. I just make sure that you have Frigid. That's the kind that Frigid women. See, 2-pack, a thermal long sleeve. There's even compression. Fleece lined. Fleece lined base layer, long sleeve. But these are sets. So this comes the top and the bottom. I was browsing. I mean, they're really good. I can't recommend them enough if you're a kind of person that is like I'm going through the menopausal change at the moment. So moods up and down, sweaty, not sweaty. The Cuddle Duds really do well. Like if you have a normal set, not the frigid ones. The frigid ones are good for winter. They're a great base layer. Now you can put other clothes on top. You know, you can put a sweatshirt or you can put, pants. Like what I did, I think I actually put I had my Army PT sweatpants that I put on my legs because my legs seem to get more cold than anything. So I actually wore the Cuddle Duds and then my sweatpants on top of that, along with my down puffy jacket. That's what I wore. That was my final outfit that I wore for 95% of the time. The only thing else I added was my military jacket when it got in the 30s. That was it. So you can only get, you can only harvest the beets between temperatures of 65 degrees and 32. They can't have it frozen and they can't be too hot. So during that temperature is when they can only be harvested. Now, if it rains, the farmers can't go out there with their equipment because of the mud. So you're not working. If it's too hot or too cold, you're not working. You're getting stay pay, which is 4 hours of regular shift. But if it's a Saturday and Sunday and you've worked all the other, then it's time and a half and double time, respectively. So yeah, I mean, good deal. Good pair of boots, good shoes, inserts, and warm wool socks. Yeah, darn tough socks. Again, you can get them from Amazon are for a lifetime. I only get darn tough socks. Now, they are a little bit more expensive. Darn tough socks women. Okay. So, come on, baby. This is what they look like. I wore these specifically during the Vermont. Yes, it's $25 for merino wool socks, crew cut. That's what I wore. Best part about these particular socks is they have a lifetime warranty with each sock that they have. So with this, if you get a hole in it or something like that, you take it to REI or somebody, or, you know, Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's or somewhere else that sell Darn Tough, and you can exchange them right there at the store. They'll give you a new pair. I've exchanged mine without even an issue. I got a hole in it during the beet harvest, and I exchanged them from brand new socks. And it has been a game changer. And the merino wool has really, and my feet sweat in socks. I don't like socks, but they do not sweat in these. And they don't stink because it's merino wool, guys. Merino wool is hyperallergenic. It's really nice, as you can see. They are made for hikers, but I use them if I have to have boots because boots don't breathe. So definitely worth giving that. And actually, I will. Let me see here. Yep. So I will put the link down here to that. Again, this is my Amazon link. You guys don't have to use it. If you don't want it, that's not a problem. It might not do it that way. Try this. YouTube doesn't like it unless it has a www on it. See if it does it that way. Don't need fridge. Thanks for investing. It's funny. I love you. Nora, you crack me up. No, I mean, I'm just giving you an honest review of the things that I have used for sure, that I believe in, you know, that have worked for me. And a lot of people, you know, as like I said, you know, Darn Tough is not paying me, or nobody's not really paying me to say these things because I know they work. And I don't like socks, but I will wear these. I've also had Injinji socks, which are another one that have the 5 toes on it, that your toes get separated individually so you don't get blisters when you hike. Those are, you know, if I'm doing a lot of walking, like hiking and things like that, I will wear those. Again, a merino wool, the whole 9 yards. But Darn Tough has been my go-to as far as socks go, because they absorb the moisture. My feet don't stink. They're comfortable. They don't bunch up. And especially if you're on your feet for 12 hours, you can't beat it. It worked. Oh, good. Thanks. I have it open now. And it's just nice because you can return them. You get a hole in them, they get ripped or they get ruined or or the dog chews them. They don't even care. You just go to anywhere that sells them. I mean, yeah, you can return it to the company directly, but you can always pick up a new pair of socks at REI or Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's, the people that do all the hiking stores. And they will just exchange it and they will send it back to Darn Tough, but you'll get the product in your hand right away. So I did it to REI and had no issues whatsoever returning it. I said, these are Darn Toughs, and I, got a hole in it. They said, okay, here's the brand new one, same one, no problem. Did you want a, different color? No, I'll take the same ones. That's fine. And boom, I got it. So I know I'm not trying to sell y'all on them. I'm just letting y'all know what works. Especially if you're going to do, the beet harvest and things like that, dress appropriately. It's cold. Those plains ain't playing. You know what I mean? The Midwestern plains are flat. Those winds that hike up to 28 miles an hour are freaking, they're like hurricane forces because there's nothing to stop the wind. There's no trees. There's no stuff. The crops are small to the ground. It is going to be windy as heck. It's going to be cold. But then there's some beautiful days out there. I got to see Northern Lights last year. Northern Lights while I was working. I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, you never get that kind of stuff. So it was an experience. I'm going back this year as a repeat. I actually get, last year, I think my bonus was 5%. I got like $260 extra. This year, I go back as a return worker. I get 10%. So I'll probably get $500, $600 extra as a bonus if I complete my contract. So I'm like, last year I made about 5 grand, 6 grand for 30 days. Not bad money, guys. Not bad money. Yeah, exactly. Not to worry, you can get them exchanged. It's a lifetime warranty on those suckers. No, you are cracking me up. Oh my God, that is so true. I love it. Okay, you got me. You got me, Nora. That was good, man. Oh my God, that is so true. You're getting too old when you're happy about socks and thermal underwear. Oh my God, you're cracking me up. Oh, yeah. So crazy as that is, I love you, Nora. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this week. It's been crazy trying to hopefully I can get this house organized enough to actually create a video and show you guys what my homestead is like as far as Dasherville. Yeah, I live in a metal building. I'm okay with that. But it's insulated, it's warm, and it's home. So I'm all right with it. So hopefully I can get that taken care of because it definitely needs to be. I've lived in this mess now for a year and it's time to get over it. And it starts to need to be like a home. So I'm definitely going to try and work on getting that done as well this week. I know. Oh, God. I know. I'm losing my brain. Because I wanted to share a good value for you guys because it is definitely of good value, but I know, right? Have a good week, everyone. Nora, you as well, you guys. Have a blessed week. please, guys, stay safe out there. Crazy times. Please be safe. I love you all. And as always, guys, stop dreaming it and start living it. I'll see you guys later. See you next week, guys. Bye.